Supergirl number 17, written by Mike Johnson, art by Mahmoud Asrar. This is the next part of Hell on Earth, I believe the penultimate chapter. And last issue in Superboy, Wonder Woman decked Supergirl saying, alright, now we're gonna fight for an issue. And that's exactly where we pick up of Wonder Woman being like, hey, I'm sympathetic because it's clear you're being lied to, but at the same point, gonna kick your ass. And she's like, bring it. So they immediately start fighting each other. But before we get that much into it, we see the Oracle, that giant statue thing in space, has arrived at Earth, and it's just kind of hovering right over top of it, yet seemingly nobody notices. And then all of a sudden, Jimmy and Lois experience like a glitch in the Matrix where they like repeat themselves, and they're like, wait a minute, okay, something's going on with time. Batman, Flash, and Cyborg are trying to keep the world from literally imploding as there's a tsunami about to hit Tokyo and a whole bunch of nuclear reactors are failing around the world for Cyborg to fix. But none of that's important to the main story. Back to Supergirl v Wonder Woman. Supergirl starts going after Superboy. Wonder Woman uses her lasso to pull her back down to Earth, and Supergirl's like, did you just pull me down with a rope? You think a rope's gonna stop me? And she immediately goes over and just starts beating the crap out of Wonder Woman's face. Cut to Hell beating the crap out of Superman's face, and he's just like, dude, stop it. You know you can't beat me. I'm going to save Krypton. And he's like, Hell, you are crazy. And he's like, oh, I'm crazy for wanting to save your home, your family. And Superman just punches him in the face and like, don't you talk about my family. Keep my wife's name out of your mouth. And so he starts beating the crap out of Hell. And as he gets Hell down on the ground, Hell just does like a huge uppercut move that blasts Superman out into like outer orbit. So then cut back to Supergirl and Wonder Woman. They keep on fighting each other, and Wonder Woman's like, you know, you fight like a child. Like, you're just all raw strength. You have no strategy at all. So that's why Wonder Woman's able to get the upper hand. She wraps Supergirl in the lasso of truth and says, like, all right, you're in the lasso of truth. Now, I really want you to ask yourself, is Hell telling you the truth? Is he trying to destroy the world? And Supergirl's like, crap, I can feel that question gnawing at me, and it really makes sense to question it, but I really don't want to. So then she starts powering up. And she uses her like solar flare move to blast away Wonder Woman. She's like, all right, I am pretty much out of energy right now. And Wonder Woman just tackled me off the edge of this building. And I have nothing left to fight. So I'm just going to crash down here and chill for a while. So Wonder Woman picks her up out of the crater that forms. And she's like, hey, can you stand? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, all right, cool. Can you look up at the sun for me real quick? And she sees the sun is like crackling off energy and is like clearly not doing okay. And Supergirl's like, what? He said that the sun would be fine. What's going on? And all of a sudden Hell appears. He knocks Wonder Woman like halfway across the continent. And all of a sudden he has the like backwards S marking on his chest. And Supergirl remarks, hey, how did you get that? And Hell's like, never mind. Which... no, because he has just all throughout this event had it and lost it numerous times. So it better get explained in the final issue, because I'm going to be pissed if it didn't. Anyway, Supergirl's like, hey, tell me the truth. Are you going to be cool? And he's like, okay, here's the thing. We're changing the timeline, which means anything that happens in this timeline isn't actually going to be a thing in the new timeline. Yes, people are going to die in this one, but genuinely they will be fine in the new one. And Supergirl's like, no, we can't kill innocent people. And she's like, oh my God, no, screw this. I'm done. Supergirl, you got to pick right now, Earth or Krypton. Do it. And that's the end of the issue. Okay, so here's the biggest thing for me. As much as I hate Hell's disappearing backwards Bizarro crest, technically he makes sense. They're making a new timeline, and nothing in this timeline is going to matter. I understand that it doesn't justify the untold suffering of the death of an entire solar system, but like, they haven't outright said that what he's doing isn't going to work. They just say that it's going to destroy like all life here, which again, if it works, it's going to be an automatic erasal of what he's doing, because he's not going to do it in the new timeline. They don't ever clear that point, and that reason, like, Hell's crazy, but still right, you know? So I don't know. It was just weird for me that they never actually cleared that point up. And by the time they got to it, they're like, "No, we can't just kill people." It's like, okay, but they're not dying. Are you listening to me? In terms of art, in terms of story pacing, all that stuff, it's good. It's perfectly fine. I liked it better than I liked the Superboy issue and frankly a lot of Superman issues, but I think that's just because Supergirl's always been a little bit higher tier of a book compared to those two. So overall, I'm going to give this one, I'm going to give it a flat 7 just because it feels a little bit stretched thin, but I do still like what it did with it, if that makes any sense. It is a decent enough book that is stuck in a far too long event. So 7 for it.